my name is Dong Ro Meng. I'm going to use the textbook called English in Mind Level 3. Okay, we have finished the listening. We listened to the conversation between a boy and a girl, right? Yeah, okay. And also, we just checked our quiz question. So now we learned some facts about Canada. It's very interesting. But do you remember the first sentence the boy asked the girl? Do you remember that sentence? How? Yeah, what did he ask? He said, "You are Canadian." And what was the question there? You are Canadian. Can anyone remember that? Yeah, you are Canadian, aren't you? Right, good. You are Canadian, aren't you? He asked like that. And then there's another question. The girl, almost in the end of the conversation, the girl asked the boy, "You don't know a lot about Canada." And can anyone help me to complete the sentence? You don't know a lot about Canada. Right, do you? Okay, you are Canadian, aren't you? You don't know a lot about Canada, do you? This is called the question tag. So these are the question tag. Okay, now let's see together. Let's find out the root of the question tag together. So first, this is the statement. This is the question tag. So the first sentence, the statement, is it positive or negative? You are Canadian. Yes, it's positive. So if the statement is positive, we use the question tag in positive or good, negative. So it's aren't. Okay? You are Canadian, aren't you? Okay. And what about the second question? Good. It's easy. You know this rule and now it's easy. So if the statement is negative, we use a positive question tag. Okay? It's easy. Just remember that it's usually, we use the opposite one. So it's positive, we use negative. And if the statement is negative, we use positive. But which word should we choose to use? First of all, here is aren't, and here is do. How can we make the decision of the word we choose to use? So we can see that if you are, so what is are? Is right, be. We use be again, but in the opposite form. Okay, so you are Canadian, aren't you? And do you remember there are other sentences in the listening? They use words like can, you can, blah blah blah. Can't you? Right. So if we have can or should, yeah, or can, should, must. Again, we use the same. We choose to use the same word. Okay? Yeah. But have you noticed that here you don't know, or if I use the positive, you know. So in this sentence, there is no be or can, should, must. There is just a verb. We will use do, right? So if it's verb, we use do, but in the correct form of do. Okay. Okay, so you don't know a lot about Canada, do you? But what if I change it to like she knows. What should we use here? She knows. So first it's a verb, so we use do, but it's a she, so we change it into does. But it's positive, we change it to negative. So it's a little bit complicated. Doesn't she? Understand? Okay. But today we're not only learning the question tag. I will play these two sentences again. Okay? These two sentences. And when you listen to these two sentences, remember to focus on the tone it used. Is it? Okay, anyway. Now pretend I play the tape and they have listened to the tape. Can anyone say the first sentence in the same way as the boy said in the tape? The same. Yeah, like try to learn how the boys say that. Okay? Right, good. You're Canadian, aren't you? Yeah, very good. You're a Canadian, aren't you? Good. And what about the second one? Okay, can you help me to finish the second sentence? Right, you can try to imitate, like learn a girl's way to say that. You don't know a lot about Canada, do you? I remember she didn't say do you, but it's good. You pronounce the sentence in a very good way, but just not do you. Can anyone else remember? Yeah. Yes, that's right. You don't know a lot about Canada, do you? Right, this is the difference. She didn't say do you, she used do you. So the first sentence is, you are Canadian, aren't you? The voice is up. The second one, you don't know a lot about Canada, do you? Is down. So what are the two differences? So okay, if you use your voice in this way, up, it means you don't know the facts and you want to ask the question. And that's why the boy said, you are Canadian, aren't you? He's literally asking the question. But if you use, you don't know a lot about Canada, do you? It means that she knows the boy doesn't know a lot about Canada. But she just wants to say that again. You don't know a lot about Canada, do you? This is the difference. Okay. Yeah. Okay, now turn to page 33. There are some practices. You can complete the sentence by filling the blank. Okay, and after we finish these sentences, I will ask you to read the sentence, but in both ways. Understand?